end of Flight 11 was the beginning of the terror for so many others.
I was on the 81st floor.
Tell me what you saw and heard.
I had 40 people in there, just an explosion. Just a light flash out my window. My whole doorway to the entrance of my office blew open.
Michael Benfante works for Network Plus, a communications firm. After the impact of Flight 11, he calmed his staff, then led them through the smoke and debris to the stairwell.
So I started going down the steps. I heard people shouting. I stopped at like 68, and there's a woman in a wheelchair.
Benfante had a tough choice to make up on the 68th floor. He was still far from safety himself, but there was someone who needed his help. Tina Hansen, the woman in the wheelchair, would surely slow him down. And he had to decide, would he help her or just save himself? When you saw Tina, did you know her?
No.
Did you know her name?
No.
Did you know what she did? You ever
Nope.
seen her before?
Not that I can recall.
Michael and co-worker John Chiquera didn't hesitate. They picked up 41-year-old Tina Hansen in her wheelchair and began carrying her down 68 flights of stairs. What was it about that made you decide to help her?
I acted in the only way that I knew how to. I don't know if I would have been able to live with myself if I didn't help her.
It took about an hour and a half, but Michael and John carried Tina all the way down and out of the burning building to what they thought was safety.
And at this point, Tower 2 was already down, but I didn't even realize that. And there weren't many people around. It was very, very bizarre. So we see an ambulance, and we place her into the ambulance, and at that point she sits down, and she's the first time she really became upset. She started to cry. So
Did she say anything to you?
She just motioned for me to give her a hug.
He had carried her down 68 flights of stairs, put her in an ambulance, and walked away. But they still weren't safe. Tower 1 began to collapse.
Right, oh my God.
When all of a sudden we hear this explosion, I can hear this rumbling, and I look back once, and I didn't look back again, and I just started running with all my might.
Michael ran for his life.
And then a wave of debris just came over, and then everything went completely black and completely silent for a while.
He didn't know if Tina's ambulance had made it out.
I didn't think she made it.
So what did you think had happened to her?
I just thought that she got caught in the collapse, in the rubble.
Michael had forgotten to ask her name. Days later, he learned her name and her fate from a reporter. You never knew her name?
Never knew her name.
So it was People magazine who told you her name?
Yeah. And told me she was alive for the first time. I couldn't even speak to the woman after that. I was like a baby. I was crying. This is similar to the loft style.
Now, Michael is looking for a new office.
Yeah, I don't think we want to go any larger than this.
He and Tina talk several times a week.
He's a selfless man. He thinks about other people.
This week, Tina is back at work, and she's healthy, thanks to Michael.
I'm really glad to know him. Yeah, I'm glad that he was there.